All right, hey, thanks you guys. Thanks everyone that is here viewing right now. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is the Slamazon Bros broadcast. I believe this is our eighth episode. If this is the first time you're joining us, you can go back and watch the previous episodes. Go to slamazonbros.com and you'll see all the ones that we have previously recorded. Today's show, we're going to be talking about the 10 tips for Amazon success 2016. Nate is going to be sharing with us. If this is your first time, you don't know us, my name is Andy Slammons. My partner in crime is my nephew, Nathan Slammons. Together, we make up the Slamazon Bros. We love all things Amazon. We've fallen in love with selling online. We've fallen in love with the Amazon platform. We enjoy sharing our story, as well as we enjoy sharing information with other folks who are sellers or who are interested in selling on Amazon. So if that is you, and if you stumbled upon us, you stumbled upon this show, this is a place where you'll want to go and learn about how to sell on Amazon or how to become a better seller on Amazon. So again, we just encourage you, if you would go to our videos that we have on YouTube, if you could leave comments on there or post questions on there, that would be great as well. We will respond to those as soon as possible. If you're interested in engaging us in our Facebook group, we have a Facebook group that's called Slamazon Bros as well. Just search Slamazon Bros on Facebook and you can find us there. So without further ado, Nate, I'll hand over the show to you. Give us the 10 tips to be more successful on Amazon this year.
All right. Thanks, Andy. Again, anyone who's joining us live right now, if you don't mind either hitting the tweet button over there or the post to Facebook, that always helps us out as well. We appreciate that. And then again, anyone who's watching this on YouTube, if you can leave a comment or subscribe to us, it really helps. So I'm going to go ahead and give us 10 tips for success in 2016. Some of these are going to be simple and basic, but some of them are just always important for us to either review or, if you haven't heard them before, to really implement to help your business. So tip number one, and first off, I'm just going to say today's probably going to be a quick show. I'm going to rattle some of these off. Andy and I have been getting up early every day, meeting with each other, and Andy's got another show to do in just a couple hours here. So we're just going to hit you guys with these quickly, let you get on with your busy schedule, but we appreciate you again joining us today. So tip number one is simple. It's get started. So this one's obvious and simple, like I said, for most of us, and a lot of us are already selling. But if you haven't gotten started on Amazon yet, or you're planning on it soon, you're not going to have much success if you don't get started. So tip one is simple, but get started. We have a lot of people among us who haven't gotten started yet and are just joining us and are new to the Amazon scene. Andy and I are working on material for those who are either brand new or newer, more beginner material stuff. We're working on some of that to help people, but also newer types of selling. So you might have been selling for a little while, but if you've never done private label or you never have gotten into wholesale, we're working on material that will help anyone who's newer to different things on Amazon, help you out with that. And we hope this will help you to do tip number one, get started. For those who haven't jumped in yet and who aren't having lots of fun like the rest of us are, but they're seeing it in the group and they've heard about Amazon, so they want to get started. So tip one, if you haven't yet, get started. Tip two is to look back at 2015. So tip two is geared for those who have been selling, at least probably for the last year. I really think that you should look back at 2015 to analyze your profit margins. I'm not just talking about doing your accounting and tax work. I mean to actually analyze your profit margins, see what you did really well in. I've been looking over some reports and accounting information. Some of this is to get tax information ready, but I came across earlier items that I sold earlier in the year in 2015 that I sort of forgot about. And I realized some of these items were some of my highest return on investment or highest profit margin items throughout the whole year. These were items that I sold earlier in the year and just forgot about, and I could have still been getting them or purchasing them. I just, things get busy and I wasn't focused and staying organized, and they kind of slipped under the rug. So while I was looking at some of these, as I was going back over 2015, I found some of these items the other day and just made another, pretty big purchase. I purchased $500 Monday of these items that I had purchased back in January of last year, and they're still available. They're items that have been available this whole time. I just kind of let get away from me. Now I'm going to do a better job of tracking them going forward. But I think for everyone, you should look back over the last year, see what your winners were, analyze those, and see if you can still get them. Sometimes it's just that you forgot about them or haven't evaluated it in a while. So I think you should look at those, and then you can also look at your losers. I did that as well. I saw some items that were just dogs throughout the whole 2015, and I was like, all right, yeah, I definitely got to stay away from these items. Try to think through the thought process of why I bought them back then, why they didn't work out, and apply that same mindset to this year, to my purchases right now, to make sure I don't make that mistake again. So after tip 2 of looking back at 2015, my tip number 3 is to get 2015 off your mind. So I have trouble sometimes. I get bogged down with previous months or mistakes or the previous year. I think it's important that although you want to review and see what you did and how you can improve on it, so do tip number 2 first before you forget 2015. You don't want to be stuck in the last year. One of the biggest things that bogs me down is just getting taxes and accounting information together. That's still important. You still have to do that. But I think you should really try to hammer that out. The sooner the better. Some things take a little time, but meet with a professional if you haven't yet. If you sold any volume, any really amount of volume at all in 2015, we recommend that you meet with a professional, tax professional that you can work with, really get things done right, because that's not an area that you want to kind of mess around with. So run the reports that you need to, meet with a professional, and then after that, get 2015 taken care of and out of the way. Again, you want to look back and review and see what you did, but you don't want to dwell on 2015. You want to move forward. So simple, but want to review that. So that's tip number 3. Anything to interject yet, Andy? Nope, your mic's off, Andy. Well,
you're on a roll. Keep going.
Okay. So, all right. I should have just kept going. Tip 4, set goals for 2016. I already said this in another Slamazon Bros live recently, so I'm not going to dwell on it, but I think it's important to go over again because it is important. I really think you should set some goals for this year, write them down, and read them over. I recommend at least once a month or whatever helps you. Again, studies show that if you write down your goals and review them regularly, you're much more likely to achieve them. So I'm actually going to have my goals right here above my desk. I'm going to just have them taped up on my my above desk, and I'm going to look at them every day, and it's going to help remind me, one, why I'm working, why I need to stay focused, and what I need to do. I think setting goals is important because if you don't know where you want to get, it's harder to get there. So setting goals is important. Just want to review that again. Tip 5, create process systems that will make your business more efficient. This is likely, Andy, I didn't talk to you about this yet, but this is likely going to be an entire video that we do soon, or an entire live broadcast. I just wanted to briefly hit on it, and we'll probably do a whole live show on it. But you should put together systems that will improve your business, and now is the time to really be looking at those and try to think for the year what you can do. You might have a system to organize your tasks that need to be completed. That sounds simple, but having some kind of organizational system or extension or program or app that helps you manage your task can really improve your business and be a system you can put in place to make you more efficient. You might need to put a system in place that helps you with your inventory you're receiving. So those of us that do retail arbitrage or online arbitrage or sourcing or buying, you might be getting a ton of inventory in and out, and sometimes, I know for me, it gets difficult to track it sometimes. Either be using programs that help you with that, or make Excel spreadsheets or some kind of tracking systems, or people. You might have a worker and employee set up who really is managing that, making sure you're not things aren't getting lost or stolen or misplaced or never sent to you. It's just another check, again, a system check that you want to be in place. You need to have systems in place to evaluate your inventory regularly and make sure you're maximizing sales. So what I mean by this is more on your Amazon Seller Central end of things. You want to either have some kind of, you need to either have a day of the week, or maybe you do it daily, a time of the day, or a day of the week, or For some of us, maybe a day of the month. I think you should do it more often than that, but a time where you check your inventory and make sure you're maximizing sales and just evaluating things. So you might say, you know, every Sunday at 6 p.m., I'm going to literally check through every single item that I have in my account and make sure that it's doing what I want it to do, that it's not out of stock, that it's, you know, selling at the price that I want it to sell at, that competition hasn't flooded it, or if the competition went away and you can increase prices. Either you yourself do it or have someone else who does it, or have, you know, some kind of system in place that helps you with that. Another system, if you're scaling your business, now is as good a time as any of the year to look for someone or to train someone who might be able to help you list items, process inventory, or improve some part of your business. Now that could be someone that you know or someone local, or it could be a virtual assistant if it's on, you know, reports or something you can do over the internet. Obviously, if you're processing inventory, you might need that in person or send your products to a prep and ship company. But you need, you know, now's as good a time as any to look at those types of things and see if you can improve on that or train someone to help you. Just a little warning, make sure you choose the right people for that. Having employees or partners or, you know, people you work with that don't work well with you or just aren't good employees, and you know, it can be more damaging to your company than it can be good. So just a little warning, and sometimes that's hard to avoid. Sometimes it's trial and error. You need to go through a couple people before you find someone that works well with you. And lastly, for your system processes on tip 5, evaluate if you need to rent a workspace or, you know, change something about your work setting that would help you improve 2016. You have to weigh out the cost of having a warehouse or renting a warehouse. It can increase efficiency, productivity, or opportunities to store items. You know, there's lots of good reasons with it, so it may be worth it and more than the cost. This might be highly dependent on storage fees, where you live, you know, where you're living and what warehouse rates are. So that's not for everybody, but it's something to think about right now. And it might not even be just that. It might be, you know, should you move your operations to your garage? You might have to do something to make that work, but, you know, insulate things or get a heater in there or whatever, depending where you live. But now's the time to start thinking of that, or, you know, think about it sometime in 2016 to help you out. Number 6, diversify your sourcing strategies. So Andy and I both do multiple types of sourcing, or, you know, multiple ways that we purchase products. We both do online arbitrage, online sourcing, wholesale and private label, and retail arbitrage as well, especially during Q4 and seasonal times. So I think diversifying is important. You know, you hear this a lot with investments in your portfolio. It's important to diversify your portfolio. Here's one way in our business that we can diversify our portfolio per se, by getting different methods of purchasing inventory. And there's lots of information you can find on each of these, but if you haven't gotten into one of them, you know, do some research, look around. Maybe it didn't work out for you last time you tried it, but explore it again, see if there's opportunities there that you're missing, and if it can help you diversify. Tip 7, take advantage of seasonal buys. We touched on this last time. I think that was the last video. But just like we try to take advantage of Q4 or Christmas, you know, the huge sales bump we see there, I like to think of each holiday as a mini Q4 that you can take advantage of to boost sales. So Valentine's Day is coming up in just over a month. We already talked about this again, but just take advantage of each holiday or each seasonal opportunity that there is to really see where you can boost your sales and take advantage of those times where customers are just looking for products, and products are in higher demand because prices are most likely going to go up, or you're going to be able to sell more. Tip 8, improve your selling behavior. So that sounds kind of generic, or, you know, what do I mean by improving your behavior? But what I mean is, now more than ever, it's important to be a smart Amazon seller. So I recommend that you learn how to bundle, multi-pack, create listings, and really do the things that might differentiate you from the hundreds of thousands of other Amazon sellers that are kind of just dabbling in this. Some of us dabble in this and it's okay, but those of us that really want to lock onto this as a part-time income or a full-time income, you want to do more than just be the average seller. You want to be a smart seller. You want to know how to bundle, how to multi-pack, how to create listings. And some of those things can be kind of confusing because we just had someone ask a question about this in the Slamazon Bros Facebook group. Bundling, the rules on it are not all that clear. If you ask Amazon the specific rules, they aren't always consistent with their answers. But we do know that bundling can help increase sales and is a smart way to sell. I answered some of that in the Slamazon Bros Facebook group, so you can go and check out that post. But regardless, it's important to really look at that and be a smart seller by knowing how to do those things. Second part of this is to make data-driven decisions. Don't make your decisions based on feelings and emotions or have the shiny object syndrome. We've heard of that before. People who like shiny objects, and so they buy based on what they like and what they think looks good, but they don't really look at the data. I like to base my decisions based on the data. The bestseller rank that Amazon gives us, the profit margins that we can calculate, what the ROI is going to be. Use the tools that are available to us and the metrics Amazon gives us, and that we're able to find through these tools to make data-driven decisions that should help you be a smarter Amazon buyer. Not only will this make you smarter using data-driven decisions, but it'll help you from experiencing the ups and downs. So I know when I'm making decisions based on emotions, I'll have maybe a good buy that works out well and I'm way up here, and then something doesn't work out well because I didn't really do my research and I'm kind of at the low. So I like to avoid the lows and highs and try to make when it comes to my business, and try to make data-driven decisions that can keep me consistent and smooth in the business operation running that way. Tip 9. Join, or at least look into joining with like-minded sellers to form a mastermind group. We've heard about this in other groups. You might have heard about this, or masterminds might be new to you. But what it means is a group, or it can either be 2 people or 3 or 4 or a larger group of sellers who join together their knowledge and resources to share experience, tips, items, bolos, items to look out for, and their knowledge with each other to create a sum that is greater than the individuals. So the point of the masterminds is to, when you join up together, the end result is better than each of the individual pieces. That really is the point of masterminds, because you can help each other grow your business. Now another, and on that, there are some masterminds, quite a few masterminds that were formed in 2015 that I know of that did amazing and did more than they ever would have been able to by themselves if they wouldn't have shared their knowledge with each other, shared hot tips, finds, and how to just be better sellers for that year. Now again, a little warning on that, finding the right people can be a challenge. In order for a mastermind to work, you have to have like-minded people, not that they all need to be the same, but they all have a similar goal or objective, and usually that's to improve their business. But masterminds can fall apart if people don't work together, if they're selfish, if there's malicious intent. In that case, it can do more harm than good. So not that every mastermind is awesome, but you should really be considering it. If you're someone especially who likes to work with other people, consider a mastermind. You might be able to learn much more than you ever would have been able to otherwise. Tip 10. So this is my last tip. I don't know if there's any questions, but I'll answer any questions if there are afterwards. But the last tip comes from something that a member of Slamazon Bros actually posted a few weeks ago, or just a week ago, is to cut the 2% corner. I didn't know what he meant by that at first either, but Steve Sawyer in our group, who's a super smart Amazon seller, an awesome full-time seller, told us in a comment recently that he likes to cut the 2% corner. He explained this as the pile of things that you collect over the course of processing FBA items, item returns that you get back from the warehouse, randomly purchased items that you never really do anything with, damaged items, failed bundle design. So I have a couple of these. I got it in my mind I was going to make this awesome bundle, and like always, life gets in the way. I got busy and I get lazy, and then this bundle, a couple $100 I spent to get this bundle material is just sitting in my closet back there, and it's still back there. So I need to cut that 2% corner. Steve Sawyer recommends it. He says if you let this pile grow, it will suck the life, money, and energy from you. I know that's kind of the case for me with that bundle. I bought that probably 6 months ago, if not longer. And it kind of, it's kind of in the back of my mind. I'm like, man, I just got all that money sitting back there that I need to either, and this is what Steve recommends, either donate it, use it, or throw it away. Just get rid of it. So it's not, it's not on your mind anymore. Usually if you can salvage or get something for it, I'd recommend that. But if you're just never going to get to it, just get rid of it to free up your time, your space, and your energy. So those of us who have been selling probably at least have a 1% corner or some kind of percent, those items that kind of bog you down. Get rid of those. And I think that'll help you with your business going forward. So that's my 10 tips. They're quick ones. And there's many more I could give, but those are 10 tips that I think might help you in 2016 if you apply them to your business. Any comments on that, Andy?
Yeah, I got 2 bonus tips to your 10.
Bonus tips. Go ahead.
So here's bonus tip number 1. Go to a reseller conference. If you have not been to one, or even if you have been to one, choose to use money from your business to go to a conference. Now, a couple things are going to happen there. You get to use those as a tax deduction, right? But even more than that, your horizons and your eyes will be opened like never before by going to a conference. I'll throw some out to you that you can go to. One is a Scam Power conference Chris Green is doing, and he's actually doing it. It's a donation-based conference. You donate $1,000 to Wounded Warriors. That's in Florida. That's coming up in March. Another great one. It's a new one. Travis Ross is putting it on. It's actually at resellerconference.com. So again, that's resellerconference.com. That's in Denver, Colorado. Actually, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at the Scam Power one. I'm going to be at the Reseller Conference one. So if you haven't been to a conference yet, one of the quickest ways that my business grew was attending conferences where I got to meet with other people. And it wasn't even so much what was said in those sessions. It was just like you said, Nate, it was just talking to people outside the sessions and then forming masterminds outside of those sessions. So, so Travis is he's in the chat right now. Excuse me. He just put it in there, resellerconference.com. So that is in Denver. If you are in that area, or even if you're not, I guarantee you what you learn at a conference like resellerconference.com is gonna help your business grow. So you definitely want to check those out. The second piece goes right along with that, and that is relationships. And I know that everyone has heard that before too, right? That really business is all about relationships. I have done previous shows where I give testimony basically to the 20 top people that I've met in the Amazon reseller world who have no doubt helped me grow my business. And it's been because they've taken out time to answer my questions. They've helped me analyze. Some of them have helped me find product. And so, 2 things. You want to definitely check out those conferences. And then the second thing is, look, if get into relationships. And I'll be honest, for me, that's hard because I'm introverted. My wife, she is a social butterfly. Nate can testify to this. When my wife goes to a new situation, she'll meet like 100 different people. What I generally do is when I go to a new situation like a conference, I'll connect with like 1 or 2 people because that's what introverts do. They just want to connect with a few people and then go deep with them. However, what I've learned in being in the Amazon community is I have to get out of my shell. I have to engage people. And as I've engaged people and as I have tried to help people, there is no doubt that I've gotten that back 10 times over. So those are my 2 bonus tips. You want to go to a conference, and then you definitely want to connect with other people, connect with other resellers. And, when you go to a conference like Reseller Conference in Denver, the best connections you can make are with the other sellers. A lot of times when I first was going, I thought, man, I want to talk to the speaker. I want to talk to Chris Green. I love Chris Green. He's like a brother to me, and he has been super good for me. But the best ways that I've been able to grow my business was just connecting with other sellers, with peers that were selling just like me. So those are my 2 additional, Nate. I don't know if you have anything else you want to share.
No, I'll just say I went to my first conference in October of last year, Ecom Chicago. I had a great time. Basically, like you said, the speakers were great that were there. I learned information from it, but the best information was just, meeting the other sellers that I've seen their little Facebook icon on here, or I've seen them in the groups. But it's not the same talking face to face. It was great meeting with people, made a lot of great connections. Plus, I just want to tell everyone, if you go to these conferences, you get to talk with Andy. So you get to meet Andy face to face. There's a great bonus.
Yeah.
No, so all I'd say, I think that's some great tips. Hopefully those 10 tips and those 2 bonus tips will help everyone out. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube today, I just ask if you can comment in the comments below, subscribe to our channel, or give us a thumbs up there. We appreciate that. But I think that's all for me, Andy, so I'll let you wrap it up, and we appreciate it.
Okay, hey, great. Thanks a lot, you guys, for joining us again on a Slamazon Bros broadcast. We will be here same time, same place next week, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We appreciate all of you so much in the chat room. Dante, I see you there. Rashonda, Adam, Alan, Ruth, Mike, Rhonda, Travis again. Thanks a lot. Jay Hamilton, Robert Richards, and everyone else who's watching and didn't sign in. We appreciate you guys so much. You give us energy. Nate and I have just thoroughly enjoyed doing this show. We plan on doing it for definitely for the next year. So we appreciate your energy. We appreciate your engagement. Have a great rest of the week and a great rest of Wednesday. All right. Thanks a lot, you guys. Take care.
Thanks, guys.